Okay, so the purpose of this video is to tell you about some fundamental things about using Microsoft Word while you are preparing your assignments or doing some other work. For example, if you are writing a thesis or something like that. So there are some very basic things that actually you should do while doing that kind of job. So first of all, when you open a blank document, then you have to look for few initial things, and that is most of the time when you are printing a document and or when you prepare a document, actually you will be using an A4 size paper. So the initial thing would be to set that A4 size and use that for your document preparation. And then you have to check few other things, so that you can do actually in layout. If you go to layout, then here is the size of the paper, and in size of the paper you should choose A4. So most of the time students are doing it in letters, which is not right and it causes problems. So if you choose A4, it will help you to avoid many problems. So then there is another thing that you can note over here, just you may need it later on. Here is breaks, and it is help to insert page breaks and section breaks. So you can see that there are a lot of different types of breaks here, and maybe at some point I will tell you about that because sometimes they are needed. So anyway, so we go back to home. So we are preparing a document. So now the other thing that is important is in home there is a mark which is called the formatting mark. So most of the time when students are preparing documents, they keep this off. When they keep it off, they just see this cursor and they don't see any formatting marks. And when they actually move down the document, due to absence of these marks, they actually cause many problems in the document and they don't understand what is happening, and end of the day the whole document is messed. So when you start your writing, you can keep this on. Now if you keep this on, you can see that there is this one mark which is in addition to the cursor, it is present. So let's see what happens if I tap the space bar. So you see these points are appearing, but if I just simply turn it off, you will not see these points. But if I turn it on, I'm seeing those marks which are just extra spaces that are inserted. So I can tell you that basically there are things like if you want to centralize something, or if you want to keep a certain word in a certain position, then actually you don't need to use the space bar. Instead of that, you have to use the format in Word, which will help you to actually tackle this problem. So anyway, so you can do that. If you keep this formatting mark on, then it will help you to understand. For that, you need to understand that which thing belong to what. For example, if I insert enter, so this mark will appear. If I tap the space bar, then this mark will appear. If I tap the tabs, then this mark will appear. So you can see that for each of different button that I am pressing, there is a formatting mark over here. And if you know these marks, then you will know that what is wrong with the document that you are making. Now in this way it will help you to avoid the extra spaces and everything. Now if you want to insert a table in that, then you have to go to this tab over here, and then you can choose from here the tables like this one, and you will just insert it. Now the table format can be actually tricky sometime if you are doing something. then it can be tricky. So first of all, you can actually manage the borders of the table. You can see that whenever you select this table, a tab will appear over here which tells you about the table tools, in which you have designs, and then you have this layout tab over here, and both of these tabs actually have many tools which can help you to make a good table. For example, if I want a certain kind of border design for my table, then what I can do is, for example, if I am intending to write serial numbers over here, if I put it like this, and I want to keep the rows and the columns, but I don't want to, I want to see them in a particular way. For example, I can just remove all the borders here, and I can just include certain border over here, a top bottom border and bottom border over here, and then a border at this bottom over here, and then I can actually just include the vertical borders over here like this. Okay, keeping these lines empty. So anyway, so there could be multiple designs that can be done with the tables if you do it properly. But you can see over here that the rows are intact and the columns are intact, and actually it helps down the line to do away with many formatting problems if you keep it this way. So this is how you do it. Now if you want to space the text in a particular way, for that purpose usually tabs will be used. For example, I say that I am writing student name, then I will just tab it, then student RID, and then for example signatures. So either I can use a table or I can use these tabs, which will give a specific distance between the text. And for example, I write some name that A Khan, and then 12XXUI, and then some sign. So you see that in this way the text is aligned and it looked fine. So for that, so if you want to keep the text aligned, so either you will use a table or you can use the tabs. Now if you want to insert an image, so I will just insert an image from online, but the thing is that the image that you insert have certain format. For example, if I'm inserting an image, let's say I will just insert some random image from online, then that image can have different settings. So you have to actually you have to be careful about the setting. For example, I just simply insert this apple over here, and just taking a little time. So any one of these apples, I think this will do. So I will just insert this apple. So if I insert that, then this picture should be in a proper setting. If it is not, then it will cause many problems. I will just show you that what is that about. So let it download first. Okay, so picture is there. So now I will just make it a little smaller. Okay, so now it is present. So now let's say you want to put it in the center. So first of all, you will see that what is the setting of this picture. So when you click on the picture, you see this mark over here, and it tells you that it is in line with text. So this should be the preferable setting of a picture, that it is in line with text. Any other setting will cause a lot of trouble most of the time when you are dealing, because then the students are not able to control the text. Or it can also be like this one, that the text is on the top and on the bottom, but mostly we use in line with the text. There are other settings you can see over here, and the setting that you earlier saw is about the text wrapping. So whenever you are inserting a figure, it is better to use in line with text wrapping style, and the other settings will cause problem, and then usually students enter it so many times and cause a lot of trouble. So I will just say okay. Now in addition to that, if you want to put it in center, then you will just go to home, and okay, so apparently it is present inside something, so I will just remove it from that. Again, I will check that it is in line with text. If it was not in line, so you can see that it is. So this one is the reference. Anyway, I will remove it for now. So now that it is in line with text and the figure is on its own, it is not anchored to any text, so I can put it anywhere. Like you see, if I click this, it will put this in center. Similarly for tables, I can do the same. I can centralize the table. So similarly for text, I can do that I can centralize it, or I can do this, or I can do that is to the left or to the right, or whichever way I want it. So the point is that to centralize something, or a figure or a table or a text, you need to use this format over here and nothing else. No spaces, no tabs, nothing else. If you do that, then most of the time it causes problem. Now similarly, you can adjust the spaces. That is, the line space between the line can be adjusted with this, and it can be either increased or decreased. So I will just see if there is anything missing. Yes. So for citations, you usually use another program, which is EndNote, and once you install EndNote, you will see this tab over here, and this can be used for inserting citations into your papers. Like you are going to insert some references while you are making your assignment or you are writing your thesis, so that can be actually done with the help of EndNote. Now the last thing is about the printing. If you want to convert or save your document as PDF, make sure that your page setting is in A4, otherwise it will cause problems. So it is all for now. If there are any questions, you can ask me and I will try to help you.